Hey fight fans, this is the Clinch magazine, please subscribe to my channel. With the recent fight between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski, we saw something we were not expecting. I mean honestly, none of us was expecting Volkanovski to give such a competitive fight. At least I personally, the very moment Volkanovski entered the cage after Islam called him out for the fight, I was thinking that this is a losing fight for Volkanovski and in fact unfair. But after the fight, man, I was so fucking wrong, and I think Dagestani, Chechen Sambo fighters are going to have a tough road now. This is my personal view. You don't have to agree with this. Let's think about why Dagestani, Chechen and Russian fighters in general dominate in MMA scene. Before we move any further, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. It helps me a lot. Now coming back to the question. In the comment section of a wrestling tutorial video, I found out that Dagestani, Chechen or Sambo style wrestling isn't anything special. Sambo is actually a mixture of many different styles from the traditional martial arts, with the techniques being renamed. Sambo is a Russian acronym for self-defense without weapons. In the Stalin Soviet, they wanted to practice martial arts, but they had put a ban on anything that wasn't Soviet enough. They liked judo, they liked karate, especially Kyokushin type thing, but they didn't like the Japanese influence that came with it. They didn't want Japanese culture. So the martial arts enthusiasts of Stalin-era Soviet Russia made stylized jackets which you see as Sambo gi, and now Stalin wouldn't bother the practitioners. Combat Sambo is the closest to MMA. It starts standing just like any MMA fight. It has a variety of attacks, and on top of that, it even allows headbutts and groin attack. The only thing that sets apart MMA from Sambo other than the above two illegal strikes, is that it does not allow strikes once you take down your opponent. So you cannot do ground and pound in Sambo. So MMA and Sambos are like cousins. But to an average MMA fan, the Dagestani handcuff and the backpack is synonymous with Sambo. To some extent Colby Covington uses similar, wearing the opponent down by wrestling against fence, waist hip control, and backpacking. Kamaru Usman is another good example. The Dagestani handcuff, where the fighter locks his opponent's legs with his own legs and punches his opponent, isn't anything special either. In fact, all of these techniques can be found in wrestling. The reason why Sambo and even many wrestlers succeed in MMA is because wrestling dictates the level of fight. With wrestling you can take down a striker to the ground. Now it is not striking fiesta anymore. You can now use your BJJ or any grappling to further proceed. So basically, all these Russian fighters have exposure to the MMA package as a whole from a very young age, as opposed to the Western fighters who start with one martial art and moving to other martial arts later. So if Sambo is just MMA, then what gives the Sambo practitioners an edge over world-class MMA fighters with BJJ pedigree? Gordon Ryan, one of the best BJJ fighter, was asked on this matter. A fan asked, "Gordon, how come BJJ guys keep getting destroyed on the ground versus Sambo guys the last few years?" Genuinely keen to hear your input on this. Do you think there are any BJJers that could stop guys like Khabib and Islam in MMA? Gordon explained, quote, "Sambo guys are more well equipped to wrestle under a MMA rule set. Meaning they dominate the pace and direction of the fight, and on top. And make their opponents carry body weight, forming a discrepancy in the work rate that leads to fatigue over time. Plus the guys they're fighting aren't, in my opinion, world-level jiu-jitsu that focus on MMA, not specialists." Unquote. I think one major part of Sambo dominance is that fighters can't see through the hardcore Russian image. They had this image of Fedor Emelianenko, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev in their mind. Whenever they saw an opponent with OB last name, they already made themselves the underdog. It's the same thing with GSP when he fought Matt Hughes for the first time. He was starstruck. He idolized Matt Hughes, and that's why he couldn't beat him the first time. What was different about Volkanovski from Islam and even Khabib's opponents? Coming back to present, at 5 feet 6 inches Volkanovski would go on to fight Islam Makhachev, and would give him the toughest fight of his career. He did not see Islam as an unstoppable fighter. He treated Islam as just another opponent. He worked hard. Almost all the great fighters have this quality. They have supreme confidence in themselves. I am paraphrasing what Khabib said about his opponents: they believe, but after first round they don't believe. But Volkanovski did not lose his composure. And it only kept getting stronger and stronger as the fight went on. Sure, he didn't win, but the idea that a top-of-the-line champion Dagestani fighter and that too a student of Khabib's father, got underground and pound, is no ordinary feat. No doubt Islam is one of the best fighters in the world, and with the recent victory over pound-for-pound number 1 fighter Volkanovski, many fans believe Islam is the rightful owner of pound-for-pound number 1 spot. This fight broke the aura of invincibility that surrounds Sambo guys. And it is very possible that from now on we will see more of this if they fought disciplined athletes. This is just my take on this situation. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and let the algorithm know that this is a good content.